this isn't usually my recording space. I usually record upstairs with my good microphone nowadays, but I just wanted to change things up a bit. Just take a look at behind me. It's my lovely collection. Take a look at me. This is what a responsible person who loves anime looks like. Senator Griff, because we exist. Responsible people who take in an indulgence of video games and anime and comic books. They exist. They're not the source of all of your problems. So yet again, anime is under attack. Remember how like anime is just to blame for like a whole bunch of problems, like in Russia when they were trying to tie anime to self-harm. Oof. But now Australia yet again wants to put a ban to anime because apparently it's a gateway source and an influencer for individuals to pursue in child abuse, the R word that YouTube doesn't like me saying. Yeah, I can say child abuse. I don't know what the algorithm is doing nowadays. But also grooming, as in individuals who watch anime have a certain desire, and they want to impression that onto young children. I'm done with this world. I am done with this world. Let's just take a read. The Australian Senate heard an impassioned speech Wednesday as Senator Sterling Griff called for all Japanese anime and manga to be re-reviewed and examined for child exploitation or pornographic content as a matter of urgency. Bitch, please! Like, let me just pick one at random. You want to review all of this? Okay. You want to review that? I guarantee you this has no child exploitations. If anything, it's just children going around the world trying to catch them all. Get all the Pokemons. But as a matter of fact, one of the titles that he's talking about is Goblin Slayer. Actually, I got this from a Loot Crate box, I think. The first novel. So let's just examine all the titles that he's cherry picking, because this is literally what he's doing. The act of violence of children is abundant in manga, like the series Goblin Slayer, which in my office we showed to a number of people today. You're showing out of context visuals to people who don't know shit about anime. That's what you're doing. You're cherry picking these scenes, showing to people, yes, this is what all anime is about. Let's just ban anime because it is nothing but this garbage. They're showing literal violence and sexual harm to these individuals. That's all anime is. Let's just ban it.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Freaking cherry pickers. I've never been so mad. Ugh. In Goblin Slayer, children are often portrayed as frightening or resisting, but they're also shown as enjoying abuse. Enjoying it. As I've said, experts say that pedophiles are using this material to groom children. Have a look at this. This is normal. It's certainly not normal. The context of Goblin Slayer is to downplay the sense of adventure. That just because you want to be an adventurer and you have your guild doesn't mean it's going to be sunshine and rainbows. It can be life or death. All the men are brutally murdered and the women are sexually abused. That's the theme of Goblin Slayer, and that's what makes the main character who he is. He wants to put an end to it. It is such a serious situation in their world. That's what Goblin Slayer is about. If you don't like it, go watch something else that's fun and happy. The law in Australia is very clear. He says the Commonwealth Criminal Code prohibits the sale, production, possession, and distribution of offensive and abusive material that depicts a person or is a representation of a person who is or appears to be under 18. It is unambiguous. But that's just it. That's the fight that Japan is having right now, which is how can you just take a look at a character and determine what their age is? Just because they look young doesn't mean that they're young, unless they tell you straight up. Like the girls of Lucky Star, they're all high schoolers. They look younger, but they're all high schoolers. And it's pretty much the fight that they're still having to this day in Japan. Like, where do you draw the line? How can you tell an artist what to do and what not to do for the sake of decency and moral ambiguity? In particular, Griff pointed towards films like Sword Art Online, Extra Edition, and animes Goblin Slayer and No Game No Life, which each showing sexual explicit content involving minors. No Game No Life includes underage incest, and Goblin Slayer features scenes where underage characters are tortured and sexually abused by goblins. Let me just pick out a few titles for you, Senator. Senator Griff, as far as I'm aware, we have a rating system here in Australia. You have these for a reason. That is to tell the customer whether or not this content is suitable for, children or not. But to his extent, this kind of product is influencing adults to take advantage of young children. Which, I love how we still blame the product and not the person. Because there are responsible people that can watch content like this and walk away still acting like a normal, decent human being to other people. But you're only concerning yourself with the few individuals that just happen to watch anime that are targeting small children.
That's not how it works.
But because of those said individuals, you're punishing responsible people. You are punishing those that can watch this content and still be a responsible human being afterwards. Like me. I watch this stuff as a living. My YouTube channel is just me talking about anime. But I still go out that door and go to work and just treat people as I would want to be treated. And you're gonna review all anime and try to nitpick and cherry pick. It's there's an anime about people being taken advantage of by the Earl of Millennium, and there's a society that's trying to stop him. There's people being tortured, but there's a society that's trying to help them. Here's your sexy high school anime, but if you actually watch the show, it's about teenagers. Which one is this one? Eternal Summer. Teenagers coming to terms with their future. What are they going to do after they graduate? Some are not certain, some know for certain what they're going to do, and others just want to avoid it. It's a beautiful high school drama that I highly recommend, but you're only going to pay attention to the sexy boys that are on the cover. Probably only going to look at this and only see a teenage girl wearing a very short miniskirt and fighting in said miniskirt when it's about a girl that gets magical powers and has to save the world. Nobody F's with her. She's Sailor Moon. She saves everybody. And while wearing a miniskirt, you don't mess with her. Pretty much a show where it's don't judge me by my appearance. I can still whoop your ass and save the universe, bitch. And if anything, Senator Griff, you're not gonna stop anime fans when you put into place this bill. If anything, you are only going to harm the good people of Madman Entertainment, of Hanabi, of Siren Visuals, the hardworking individuals who want a job in the anime industry because they love anime and they have a decent job that pays for their bills and their rent and their groceries. You're supposed to care about jobs, are you not? You're pretty much gonna forfeit their jobs because a handful of individuals can't control their urges. To which it will not stop them. There's been violence and sexual manipulation and exploitation way before animation, way before video games. There's still indecent acts being held up in churches. There's still exploitation rings and whatnot in Hollywood, as people are continuing to ignore that, as something that Ricky Gervais pointed out at the Golden Globes. But because you're so concerned that a form of media could be influencing and giving ideas to perverts that could lead them to groom their victims and manipulate their victims, it's not going to stop there. Because they know it exists, they're going to pirate. They are going to use a VPN to watch their content in other countries. They may even buy DVDs from Malaysia. I actually found this copy on eBay because I wanted I wanted the source episodes without subtitles from my review. But I heard that as I was reviewing it and exporting the DVDs, that Sentai Filmworks got it. So if Siren or Madman get their copy of this one, I'm probably going to buy it. But this is what Australian anime media will look like if Senator Griff gets his way. That we'll just buy ripped DVDs from Japan that are being sold from Malaysia and sent to us. It's not going to stop from there, Senator Griff. You're not helping the situation. You're tackling something that is only, I would say, a small fraction of the problem, but it's not even part of the problem. Just getting rid of anime is not going to stop these perverts. As I had to explain to several of my concerned individuals on Facebook about the law in America that would ban transgenders from certain bathrooms. And they were just like, oh, it's to protect the children. They don't want a transgender individual to go inside of a girl's bathroom and molest her. And I'm like, since when do molesters and violators ever respect the law? If they want something, they're going to get it. They're going to go into either bathroom and have their way if that's what they're going to do. There is no law that will stop them. They'll be arrested, but you're still going to have a scarred individual who wasn't protected, and there's no law that can protect it. Are you going to remove bathrooms because you don't want to run the risk of children being violated in the bathrooms? You think that a law is going to help that, but perverts be perverts. And there's not a law that can stop that. It's the same argument when you're trying to pin video games to violence. It's not like they're going to go to the parents and the school asking what happened to their child. Are they being bullied? Are they being isolated? Is there something wrong with them mentally? Do they need therapy? No, they're gonna take a look at that kid's room, see that there's video games and anime, and just point at that. It's like, you're bad parents because you allow your children to play video games. Look at this. What's it called? Animal Crossing? The very video game that encourages people to, pay their bills and actually have a well-flourished life that every millennial dreams of. For shame. For shame. How can you exploit your children to such violence?
That's not how any of this works.
We just live in a world where people just want things to be black and white, that this is the true source of all the violence, so once you get rid of it, sunshine, rainbows, and peace throughout the land will flourish. That's not how the world works. There are sick individuals out there that, for some weird reason, for some strange and sad reason, they will exploit others, they will take advantage of others. Some say it's a mental health issue. Some say it's a power thing where they just want to feel powerful, and thus, in their situation, the only thing they can do to feel that urge to feel powerful and strong is to take advantage of smaller individuals. But just to pick out a product and say that's the source is highly irresponsible. Because there are responsible individuals like myself who can watch this stuff and not feel any violent tendencies or selfish tendencies to take advantage of others. I can't say that for everyone, but there are a grand majority of people who enjoy anime and they are decent human beings. Are you going to take away their fun because you don't want to run the risk of said individuals that may or may not cause harm to others? To which, if they are going to cause harm to others, this will not stop the problem. I can't believe you can't figure that out. Anime is not the root source of child abuse and child grooming. Video games are not the source of violence and shootings. The same thing with the Joker. It's not going to give entitlement to those who feel the Joker's pain and give a justified reason as to why there's violence and crime and mass shootings everywhere. And even then, there was a war with porn, saying that it was giving unhealthy ideas to men, and that it's the main source of domestic abuse. Don't get me started with that argument, because it's the same thing. There are responsible individuals who can and will consume this product and still be responsible and still be a decent human being. And if you think that removing this problem is going to fix everything, do you remember the Prohibition times? How crime was at a rise because people wanted their alcohol, so they were going through any means necessary to give the people what they wanted? When there is a market, people will want it by any means necessary. Just saying. If you know your history, if you know human tendencies, you would know that, Senator. But no, you're just cherry picking. You are picking out said anime. You're only picking a handful of anime that has a few ecchi or explicit moments while ignoring the context to prove your argument. That's what cherry picking is. You're only picking out the things that you want to prove your argument. So yeah, if you want pirating and bootlegging to increase, and if you want to get rid of the jobs of hardworking individuals from Mad Men, Siren Visuals, and Hanabi, good job, Senator. Doing the world a good service, because You're only thinking of the children, right?
No, stop. Think of the children.
Think of the children.
Think of the children.
Won't somebody please think of the children?
I vented. Hopefully this will not pass because this is censorship. This is highly irresponsible to take away things from responsible adults because other irresponsible adults are acting out of line, and it's just like, well, dude, what the hell? We're not like them. But I digress. Let me know how you think about the senators and pretty much any individual around the world that thinks anime is a source of violence. What is your opinion on that? Leave your comments down below. If you want to send the senator a message, I'm not saying, act violent towards them. I'm just saying, like, hey, if you want to, share your story as to, what anime has done for you, because I, for one, believe that anime has started a wonderful community that has sparked a lot of friendships, a lot of romances, and marriages. I got married because I was in an abridging series, which involved anime, and that's how I met my husband. So I thank anime for the wonderful life that I have. So if you want to share your story with the senator and try to prove to him that this is bullshit, his Twitter is in the links down below. I'm not saying go and attack the guy. I'm saying just show what responsible fans of anime are really like. We're just normal people that just happen to like animation from Japan. We're no different than Marvel fans. We're no different than video game fans. How can you just cherry pick and just say that incites violence? So thank you all so much for watching. I do have a very special surprise for my next video, so stay tuned to that. More awesome videos will be on the way, so stay tuned. Anime America. Bye. There's no anime, and I love you.
Hey there, if you like what we do on this channel, be sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. If you wish to support us financially, we do have a Patreon page with numerous rewards to fit your budget. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter @AnimeAmerica, and be sure to check out our other channel, Pop Spectrum. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned, Anime America.